Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 2, and today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of What If Naruto Got His Powers from a Dying God. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was created from the God Tree on Anime King 3 guys. And over on Anime King I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto Awaken the Golden Dragon Spirit. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy. And if you're new, yes, I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King 2, Anime King 3. You have not mistaken guys, I indeed have 3. That I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. And yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode start? The intro. So the last spot we left off, we start off in the hospital as Naruto told Tenten everything. He told her that she will have to forsake her humanity if she wants to become like him. As he told her she didn't have to answer now. She had a choice to make, as it was up to her to answer and pick what she wanted. Her mind was conflicted from there, as Naruto told her that his queens were the ones that were sending her the messages, and not to mention those dreams. But they have gotten quite, well, infatuated with her, as her mind was plagued with those dreams of him in her bed, as she could not get them out of her thoughts. So she spoke to Anko and the others, as she asked them what it was like. She became conflicted with herself as she left, as she decided to think it over. And she had spoken to her parents, but she did not exactly tell them what exactly she was talking about. As for Naruto, Jiraiya came to the village as he was shocked to find out that Naruto was the captain of an Anvu squad. This was rather shocking, as he had heard about said vampire, as he couldn't believe that he was his godson, as Naruto already told him that he knew everything that he could have taught them. As he seemed to be pissed off at Jiraiya a lot, Harrison told him not to intervene right now, as it wasn't a good idea to interfere with Naruto when he was angry, so he told him to just give him time. Perhaps he will come to forgive him, but for now, just leave it be. But Jiraiya was persistent on gaining a relationship with his godson. Naruto also had some business with Victoria, as she was still under his control, as she was working for him. She was in charge of Goto's company, and not to mention rising the empire more and more, as it was becoming rather wealthy. So with that, the Chunin exam finals came around, as the prospect Chunins fought in the arena, as Orochimaru watches under the veil of the Kazekage, unknown that Naruto was currently in the Hokage's shadow, watching him at the moment, until the fight finally began. And with that, everything kicked into place, as they started to tussle all over the arena, as Naruto and Hiruzen hopped towards the tower, as Orochimaru's subordinates placed a massive barrier over it. As Naruto asked Hiruzen if he was ready to cut loose, once the mask was revealed, as Orochimaru was now panicking. This was bad, as this was not what he expected. So with that, the real battle started, as they started clash as Naruto showed how powerful he really was. Orochimaru was angry that the Shikaku was not showing itself, but something was wrong, as Naruto already had that under control. Unknown to Orochimaru, as the battle began and started rage, as Naruto was able to subdue the 2 Hokages. He used 2 spirits that he currently had in his body, one of them being Mizuki, and another one as he used them to give their souls to the dead god. With that, the Death Reaper came. It paused for a moment as it looked towards Naruto, before it took said souls, and take the first and second Hokage away to its stomach. as Orochimaru got away. But Naruto had plans for him. With that, he made his way after, as he was gonna end the rest of the war that was going on in the village. As Danzo was there, as he was under Naruto's complete control. He had used the Kodomasu Kami to convince Gaara that this was not the right way, and in the upcoming years he would change as well, as Naruto had made sure of that. As he sent Sasuke away, as Danzo returned back to his master, as he was rather pissed off, but he couldn't do anything about it as he now belonged to Naruto, his soul belonged to him. As Naruto arrived. So with that, the invasion ended in Konoha being victorious. Although, they did suffer some losses, so the funerals kept for the brave men and women that fought for their village and died for their village. But still, Konoha came out on top, as Orochimaru ran, with his tail between his legs. But Naruto had a good plan for him, so he made him believe that he got away, when in truth, he was already on the chopping list. So yeah guys, that's basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the please check it out for yourself. Remember to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto was created from the God Tree over on Anime King 3, and enjoy that guys. And also, I post a brand new episode over on Anime King of What If Naruto Awaken the Golden Dragon Soul, so go ahead and enjoy that guys. And remember if you're new to go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new. I'll be replying talking back to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, what do you say we get straight into this guys? Start it up. We begin this episode in the Konoha Council, as Naruto sat with the other members. His gaze went towards Homura and Koharu, who were representing the Uchiha clan. They were like cockroaches. Even while they were dismissed from their advisory roles, they can still sit in the council meeting, saying that they were the voice of the Uchiha. Hiruzen sat at the head of the table with his pipe in his mouth. The San had sent the terms of their surrender. They pinned the blame on Orochimaru and murdered the Kazekage. As the council members start to murmur, construction is going well, but the times are even more worrying now. The other nations might become emboldened, said Shikaku, which is why I believe that we need a fifth Hokage. Hiruzen said, shocking. The other council members. Hiruzen shifted his gaze around the room, as it fell on Jiraiya. Jiraiya, I would like you to become the fifth Hokage. Good choice. Jiraiya saw me as a Sanin, said Inoue, as Jiraiya raised his hand with a sigh. I'm not suited for that, sensei, but if you want a Sanin, there is one more. Tsunade. But we haven't seen her in the village for years now, said Shikaku. I can convince her to return and take the post, said Jiraiya, as Naruto scoffed. Do you think you can find her? Oh, venerable spy master, said Naruto. As Hiruzen asked, can you find her, Jiraiya, he said. Of course I can, sensei. I'll even take the kid with me, said Jiraiya. But Naruto shook his head. Do you even know where she will be? Because I do. As everyone looked at him with surprise. Well, as you all know, I control Root, and through your network I learned some things. Then where is she? Asked Jiraiya. You're the spy master, said Naruto, as he turned towards Hiruzen. If you allow me, Lord Third, I will go under my envoy guise and convince Tsunade to return. Hiruzen closed his eyes as he thought, as he looked towards Naruto, opening back his eyes. Are you sure that you can do it? He asked. As Naruto nodded. You're actually gonna let him do this, sensei? I can find her, said Jiraiya. Then how about a bet, said Naruto. If I can convince her to return, you drop this nonsense about me becoming your student. And if I fail, I become your apprentice, like my father before me, said Naruto. Fine, you're on, said Jiraiya, as Hiruzen cleared his throat. The next order of business is I have decided to forego announcing Naruto heritage to the village as a whole, but I will allow you to fill in your clans. This was Naruto's decision, as he's the envoy captain, Hiruzen said, as he glanced towards Homura and Koharu. The village has a right to know, said Joza. Well, true, but since I'm supposed to be faceless, it is best this way, said Naruto. The daimyo knows, and that is good enough. That is your choice, Naruto, said Shikaku, as Naruto nodded. Well then, if nothing else, I call this meeting to a close, said Hiruzen, as the council started to leave out. As Naruto whispered several things to Hiruzen, who nodded. That is fine, Naruto-kun. I will inform Dragon, he said. Naruto nodded as he shot Jiraiya a look before he left. You don't think he can do this, said Jiraiya, as Hiruzen looked towards the student. Naruto had some inhuman luck. Why don't you think he can't? Because Tsunade is, well, Tsunade. She won't just accept coming back to the village, you know? Perhaps learning that she has some living family in the village We'll convince her to come home to be with them, said Hiruzen, as Jiraiya sighed nervously. Time skip. Tenten was on her bed as she heard a pecking sound. She looked to see a crow knocking on her glass. As she opened it, the crow left a note before flying off. Jenny and Higurashi, consider this an opportunity to further your career. You are to report to the location at the bottom. Also, until this trial is done, or unless told, you are to cease verbal communication and use only Academy hand signs. Failure will result in your termination from your opportunity. Tell no one where you're going or why you're going there. Bring no gear, it will be provided. Above all, do not let anyone see you arrive. You have 1 hour to arrive. Sign, Dragon, Commander of the Anvu Corps. Her breath hitches. Me? Anvu? She thought to herself. But she quickly got dressed in her mission gear. As she left her house and made her way towards the location, she stuck to the shadows. As she arrived to a nondescript building, before she was grabbed, a bag was placed over her head. As she was gone in the sunshine, the bag was then pulled away. Looked down. As she turned to see Nico and looked down, as she saw the standard Anvu uniform with the mask. You have 20 minutes to get dressed, said Nico, as she left as Tenten stripped down and got dressed quickly. As she strapped on the uniform, strapping on the armor, as she took the mask up, as Nico was there waiting for her. As Nico brought her to a room with a few people inside. Kneel, Nico ordered as Tenten complied. Hiruzen stood next to Naruto and Dragon, as Naruto here was more black than blonde. You have been chosen due to the voucher of my best operative. To be honest, I don't see the appeal. You lost miserably to a Saint Jennings in the exam, and you did not distinguish yourself during the invasion. However, Vampire asked for you, so I will trust his judgment, said Dragon. This mission is a retrieval one. Lord Hokage has asked us to retrieve his wayward student, Tsunade Senju. Understood? Tenten signed yes, as she did not spoke. As Naruto pushed off the wall. Good. I do not expect hostiles, but be prepared. We will be heading towards Tanzukagai. Tsunade Senju is supposed to be in a gambling tournament held there. As Hiruzen spoke, failure on this mission will look poorly on your future, Hiruzen said. As with that he vanished in a sunshine. Your handlers will be Vampire and Nico, said Dragon. I understand, Tenten signed. As Dragon nodded and leave for the peer to speak. You will not speak unless Vampire or I tell you. Understood? As Tenten nodded, she tossed something towards Tenten and she caught it. Inside that scroll is all that you will need. I know it's not your standard loadout, but you will have to make do. Follow me and we get you a cloak, said Nico, as Tenten nodded and followed her. As Tenten signed, why are we retrieving Tsunade-sama? Lord Hokage has expressed a desire to retire, and Tsunade-sama has been chosen to replace him, said Nico, as she handed her a black travel coat. Tenten placed it on as he made the way outside where Naruto was waiting for them. As he gave her the signal for mission start, they raced to the gate and pick up speed. In no regard for Tenten, she must be able to keep up. About an hour went by as Naruto signed for them to stop. Nico, secure the air. Rook, set up the fire. Tenten quickly started the fire. Fire start, she signed to Naruto. As Naruto got some rabbit meat on skewers as he placed them to cook. Well secured, said Nico as she arrived. As Naruto pushed his mask into the shadow of his hood, his face unseeable. Nico doing the same. Rook, what is the nearest town? Asked Nico, as Tenten pulled out a map. Ufutika town, she signed with her hands. Good, we'll stop there for the night. Nico, secure our site. Rook, with me, said Naruto, as Nico destroyed every evidence of them being there. You and Nico will remain outside the town. I go in as normal and scout things out. Keep an eye out for hostile. The moment Nico arrived, they move off. Naruto, the voice of Kurenai popped into his head. Yeah, what is it? He said. We had a problem. Itachi Uchiha infiltrated the village, along with Kisame. Nico was in on the conversation. How bad, she asked. Kakashi was injured, but Sasuke also knew that Itachi came in, and he's looking for you. He's desperately trying to find you, said Kurenai. If he asks, tell him. I'm out of the village, said Naruto, as the group picked up speed. Time skip. Anything, Naruto asked, as he was dressed in a black cargo pants and a white muscle shirt. Two hostiles approaching, said Nico, as he was talking to her through their mental link. I'm on it, said Naruto, As he opened the door, the two men that were about to knock, while the shorter one, paused. As Naruto looked at them, Naruto-kun, come with us, the shorter one said. As the tall blue man looked at him, I'm gonna have to decline, Weasel-senpai, said Naruto. Itachi, he seems to know your old moniker. Shall we go outside, Naruto-kun, asked Itachi. As Naruto stepped outside, right into the hallway. I know many things. Monster of Kiri. Kisame Hagashi, he said. Maybe I should cut off one of his limbs. It will make it a lot more easier, said Kisame as he reached for Samehata. So, who is Pain, said Naruto. Both of them paused in their tracks. Wow, he must be some leader to give you both a pause, said Naruto. How do you know that name, Naruto-kun? Asked Itachi. As Naruto smirked. As he widened his right eye as the Sharingan came to life and shift into the Mangekyo form. Itachi breath hitches. As he looked at that very familiar Sharingan, his eyes instantly switched to the Mangekyo. Tsukiyomi, he said. The pair find themselves in a red whirl, overlooking Konoha, as Naruto stood and looked towards the man in front of him. How do you possess that eye? Itachi asked. The same place you last saw it, you see, 3 years ago. I gained a bloodline. This bloodline allowed me to assimilate other bloodlines, said Naruto. You killed Danzo and took his Sharingan, Itachi said, as Naruto nodded. Even the Mokidan. But that is neither here or there. My new bloodline also caused my heart to stop. And since Konoha is still standing, it means the fox cannot go anywhere, said Naruto, as Itachi's eyes narrowed. Meaning, the Kyuubi cannot be extracted, Itachi said. Exactly, technically. Both myself and the Kyuubi are alive and dead, as the fourth split the fox in half and took half into the Shinigami's stomach with him. The world around them shattered, as Kisame was about to pull his sword, but Itachi raised his arm to block. We're retreating, Kisame, he said. Why? The kid is right here, said Kisame. The scenario has changed, plus, this is not even the real Naruto, Itachi said. Bingo. Oh, and the boss has a message for Pain. Tell him, I'll be coming to see him very soon. With that he poofed away, as the real Naruto was standing up in a tree, as he blew out some smoke from a cigarette that he was smoking. As Naruto dropped down into the camp, they retreated, said Nico. Who were they? Tenten signed. The clan slayer, Itachi Uchiha, and the monster of Kiri, Kisame. Tenten paused in shock. Don't worry about it. Now once we arrive in Tensukyagai, we'll make contact with Tsunade, said Naruto. How will we make contact with her? Asked Tenten. We may have to go in without masks. Rook. Secure the camp, he said. Right, Captain, she signed back. Timeskip. Tensukyagai. Tsunade Senju, former student of the 3rd Hokage, along with her assistant, Shizune Kato, and their pet pig Tonton arrive in the gambling town of Tensukyagai as Tsunade gripped a red suitcase. She had a smirk on her face. Time to win, she says. Tsunade-sama, it could be like other towns, Shizune said, as Tsunade grit her teeth a bit. The last 5 gambling towns that she has been in, her debts were purchased by someone, and they were told not to service her. I highly doubt they will listen to some unknown, said Tsunade, with a skull on her face, as people saw her as many people started to whisper, some of them pointing. Tsunade went to a parlor as she started to play on the machine. To her shock, she was winning. Amazing, Tsunade-sama, said Shizune, cheering her on. This is bad omen. I almost never win, thought Tsunade. They collect the winnings and traverse the town. It's rare for you to win this much, Tsunade-sama, said Shizune as she walked alongside her. This city. I have a bad feeling about this place. We're leaving. Bad feeling? Did we not come for this gambling tournament? Plus, it's a resort town. We can admire the castle and also have some fun, said Shizune. Then hurry up so we can go and screw the tournament, said Tsunade. As they reached the castle, it exploded as a large snake emerged. On top of said snake was Kabuto and Orochimaru. That's, Shizune said, looking up in fear, as Tsunade scowled. Orochimaru, she hissed. Orochimaru chuckled. His arms were heavily bandaged. His neck down was also bandaged. I found you, said Orochimaru as he jumped down. Orochimaru-sama is in need of your aid, as you can see has been horribly injured, said Kabuto. Tsunade narrowed her eyes. His heartbeat is in rapid movement, and he's in tremendous pain, Tsunade thought to herself. So, she said out loud, I don't do medicine anymore. Ask someone else. We can't do that. You can see the seriousness of his interests. Only someone of your legendary skills can fix him, Tsunadeheim, said Kabuto. The injuries you received aren't ordinary. What exactly did you do? Asked Nadia as she saw Orochimaru's arms trembling. Nothing much. I got these injuries fighting Sensei, Orochimaru said, not saying that Naruto was a real cause. You attacked Konoha, she said. A stern look came on her face as Orochimaru snarled. No need to look so scary. Tsurutobi Sensei is still alive, unlike the ones that you've lost. Tsunade fist clenched in anger. Loved ones lost, I see. He's come up with a terrible plan, said Kabuto to himself. As Orochimaru chuckled a bit, their deaths were quite gruesome. Noble Dan, your precious little brother Nawaki, and newborn godson Naruto. Shizune pulled up her sleeve to show a Senbon launcher. Bastard, she shouted. Kabuto jumped in the way and blocked the Senbon with his knife. As Shizune pulled a kunai and rushed forward. Shizune, stop! Shouted Tsunade. Kabuto jumped away. She's no ordinary attendant, he thought to himself. As he watched the woman, Orochimaru. You've been like this since the old days. You know how my personality is. So stop joking around with me. What do you want, she said. We did not come to fight. We've come to negotiate, said Kabuto. As Orochimaru chuckled. Kabuto-kun is right, he said. In exchange for healing me completely, I will revive Nawaki Dan and Naruto. As both women were shocked. I've perfected your grand uncle jutsu, and with it I can revive all three, Orochimaru said, as he would not tell her that Naruto was alive. Tsunade stood shocked as Orochimaru chuckled a bit as Tsunade noticed black crows start to appear around the area. Since you haven't chased us off yet, I presume that you're thinking it over. Too bad you'll have to sacrifice 3 lives for them, said Naruto. As the group snapped their gaze, the crows exploded into a colony of black feathers. As Naruto was formed from black feathers, with his Anbu mask on. I don't know about the first 2, but I take offense to the last one, said Naruto. Orochimaru cursed in his mind. This isn't good. With Naruto here, the plan is ruined. Tsunade narrowed her eyes as Nico and Tenten appear behind Naruto. Anbu? Why, she thought to herself. Why are Konoha Anbu here, she shouted, as Naruto looked towards the group. On one hand, I can finish off the snake that ran away from me. Lord Third sent us to find you, Princess Tsunade, said Naruto. Orochimaru snatched his teeth together in rage, as Naruto slipped his hand out of his coat as a Rasengan form. Tsunade and Shizune watched as white flames gathered. I almost had them mixed down, said Naruto. Care to try again, he said, looking towards Orochimaru. Kabuto, we're leaving. Tsunade, think about what I said. You have a week, he added, as he vanished, along with Kabuto. Naruto sighed as he cancelled his Rasengan. Now then, Tsunade Senju, may we speak, he asked. Why would the Hokage send Anbus, asked Shizune. Hokage-sama wished for you to return to Konoha, said Nico. How about we find a bar to speak in private? We have much to discuss, said Naruto. Tsunade sighed as she rubbed her forehead. Fine, but you're paying, she said. As Naruto nodded, Nico, Rook. Scout the town, he told them. As both vanished. Time skip. Tsunade looked at the clear liquid in front of Naruto, as he poured the vodka in a glass and pushed it towards her. So who are you, she said. My code name is Vampire, but I have another name, he said, as he pushed the mask inside his hood, as he slipped a cigarette into his mouth and lighted it. Now, he said, blowing out some smoke to the corner. Lord Third, wish for you to return to the village. The reason being Orochimaru invaded the village. Tsunade down everything in a one shot, as she pushed back the cup to Naruto. So Sensei finally admit that he's lost a step. While true, his mind is still sharp, however, he wishes to retire and he wants to name you his successor. As he pushed the glass towards her, she held on to it as it shattered, right in her palm. As Naruto slowly picked up the shattered pieces. I refuse. The Hokage position is cursed. Everyone who was taking it or dream of it end up dying. Save Sensei, she said. Her breath then hitches as Naruto noticed a few drops of blood that fell on the table. How interesting, he said. A healer, afraid of blood. He waved his hand as the blood vanished, as he continued to pick up the pieces of glass. I don't fault your actions, he said. Indeed, each Hokage except for Lord Third has died. Hell, even I had the dream of becoming Hokage, but that died 3 years ago. She started to slowly calm down with Shizune help. What do you mean, asked Shizune. Don't worry about it. I realized it was a fool dream, especially with my circumstance. However, let's put that aside for now. What if I were to tell you have a living family in Konoha, said Naruto? Then I would say you have a sick sense of humor. The only people I would consider family died a few years ago. Her name was Kushina, and her baby Naruto. As Naruto poured vodka in another cup for her. Who told you Naruto died? He asked. Jiraiya. After the Kyuubi attack, he told me of the passing of Kushina and Naruto. Tsunade watched as Naruto's fingers dig into the bottle, as it was about to break anytime soon. Hey, she said until she saw someone. Tsunade, Jiraiya suddenly shouted, until Naruto got up as he moved. He grabbed Jiraiya by the throat and slammed him through the door. Shizune and instantly Tsunade got up as he made away, as he saw Naruto outside gripping Jiraiya by the throat, holding the man on the ground. You told her I was dead, said Naruto as he started to squeeze. As Jiraiya felt himself blacking out. It was a mistake, he said, as Nico and Tenten arrived. As they had to grab Naruto, Tsunade came out as she heard everything. Wait, you're Naruto? Naruto Uzumaki? As Naruto pulled off his mask. Yes, he said, showing his face, as Tsunade gasped. Naruto, listen, said Jiraiya, as a chain struck the ground, nearly hitting him. As the white of Naruto's eye became black, like night. If I find out that the old man knew that you told her I was dead, I'll kill you and him, said Naruto, as he disappeared in a murder of crows. As Nico vanished as well, leaving Tenten. Who are you? asked Tsunade. Rook. It's an honor to meet you, Tsunade-sama. Tenten signed their hands. As Jiraiya coughed, rubbing his throat. Tsunade looked towards him. You and I are going to have a long talk, she said. Time skip. As UJ removed her mask. As Naruto's on the roof. Tears run down his face. I don't think Hokage-sama knew, she said, what he did. As Naruto was drinking a bottle of vodka, as he growled. I mean what I said. If he knew, he dies, and we vanish, said Naruto. She hugged him from behind. My respect for the Sanins have gone down, she told him. If Jiraiya hadn't lied, Tsunade would have been in the village and raised me, said Naruto. Then maybe we wouldn't have become monsters, he said. Perhaps, said Yujiro, as Tenten appeared. Yujiro removed her stuff from Naruto as she slipped back on her mask. What is it, Rook? Said Nico. Tsunade-sama wishes to speak with you, Captain, said Tenten. She wishes to learn more about you, as she signed everything. Jiraiya was not forthcoming. Where is he? Said Naruto. He's being healed by Shizune. Tsunade-sama attacked him. Where? Said Naruto. She hands him a slip. Alright. Secure us a room for the day. I'll be returning soon, he said. Tenten signed to Nico. Why were his tears red? We vampires can only weep. Tears of scarlet, said Nico. Come along. We will secure a lodging. As he jumped to the street and transformed into normal civilian, blending with the crowd. Time skip. Tsunade gulped down a bottle of sake. You have your mother face and your father eyes. As Naruto took off his coat and sat down. So I've been told. As Naruto slipped a cigarette in his mouth, but he did not light it. He said that it was grief, said Tsunade. Grief made him tell someone that their godchild was dead. I meant what I said. If your sensei knew about this, he's dead, said Naruto. Tsunade frowned a bit. I know. I don't have a lot of love for Konoha, but I will fight to save him. Then I hope he doesn't, said Naruto, as he pulled the scroll and unsealed some more vodka. Tell me, are you the Kyuubi Jinchuriki? She asked. Yes, my own father damned my life, for the good of the village. Then the old man bowed to pressure, and told people I was a Jinchuriki, and he kept my heritage a secret because of fear, said Naruto as he downed the glass of vodka. I can't speak for him but the village. It was a dire situation, said Tsunade as she offered her cup, as Naruto poured her some. Were you adopted, Kushina? Had a few close friends, said Tsunade. No, I lived in an orphanage until I was a certain age. The matrons encouraged others to hurt me, said Naruto, before he softly smiled. Except for one. Once I was kicked out, I got an apartment in the red light district. That didn't stop people from treating me like shit though. Breaking into my place, selling me shitty food, or overcharging me for everything. If not for the ice queens, I wouldn't have survived, said Naruto. How could Sensei allow this, said Tsunade. He's one man, an old man at that. He couldn't watch me 24/7. As he started to explain his meeting with the queens, becoming a vampire, becoming Anvu, turning the queens, killing Danzo, meeting Karin. By the end, Tsunade had downed 5 glasses of vodka. How can such a thing happen, she asked. I do not know, but thanks to him, I now have the power to protect myself, and I have dealt with the one who can do me harm, said Naruto. At least that bastard is dead now, said Tsunade. Would you return to the village to at least meet Karen? She wants to become a medical combat ninja, said Naruto. As Tsunade slowly drank her vodka, she thought. What about Orochimaru? He will return in a week. As Naruto lighted his cigarette finally. Let me worry about that, he said. After which, they talked for a while as the pair separated. As Naruto made his way off, Tenten was asleep. Yuchio sat by the window with her mask off. Good talk, she asked. We talked for a bit. She agrees to come to Konoha to meet Karen. So our mission is a partial success, said Naruto. As Yuchio moved towards him. What will we do about Rook, she asked. We'll deal with it once we return. For now I want you to train her. She'll be joining Anvu, said Naruto. Are you that confident that Rook will take the forbidden apple, she asked. We will see, said Naruto. Over the next following week, Jiraiya avoided a pair of blondes, knowing that Naruto was really pissed off at him. As Naruto and Tsunade gambling, Tsunade was shocked that Naruto had so much luck, as he win every single time. Yuchio spent a week training Tenten on proper etiquette for Anvu, preparing her for when she joined the Corps. The day before Orochimaru returned, Tsunade gave Naruto her grandfather necklace, as she also told him the curse behind it. But Naruto simply laughed as he wanted to put it to the test. Time skip, it was finally time. As Tsunade stood there as she heard footsteps, as Orochimaru approached. So what is your answer, he asked. I'll heal you, but in exchange, you're to leave Konoha alone, she said. Orochimaru chuckled. Very well, he said. Her hands started to glow green, with a small tinge of blue. A kunai whipped past him, causing them to separate, as Kabuto landed beside his master, as he told Orochimaru that was not designed to heal him. To think, you'd betray me, Tsunade. The tension started to rise. You would try to kill me. Tsunade started to laugh, as she started to get louder and louder, until the laughter changed her voice, sounding like a man. As he burst out laughing, good eye, but you made a critical error. Tsunade is not here. As Tsunade transformed into Naruto, you, Orochimaru hissed out. Naruto tossed several kunais as the both of them split apart. Don't run away from me again, Snake, said Naruto. Face your death like a man. Damn you, Orochimaru shouted. The wall that he hid behind was obliterated, forced him to leap away. He can imitate Tsunade's strength, Orochimaru hissed out. We should change locations, Kabuto suggested, as Orochimaru nodded, as the both of them lead them out of the town to a more open area. Flashing through handstand, Naruto inhaled, wind style. Kabuto and Orochimaru dodged as ground was ripped apart by the wind blades that he released, until they came out to a wide open area, as Orochimaru stopped, along with Kabuto. This should be far enough, Orochimaru said. Kabuto reached into his pouch and pulled a food pill, as he popped it in his mouth. His hands started to glow blue. So you're in the mood, said Naruto as he pulled out his blade. Kabuto vanished. As Naruto looked down, he moved as Kabuto's hand burst from the ground, trying to grab him. As Naruto then twisted and shot the blade forward. As Kabuto vanished in the sunshine, he appeared behind Naruto and tapped Naruto in the arm as Naruto swung at him. He then ducked as he tapped Naruto in the leg before jumping back. As Naruto stood there, his arm started to shake as the blade fell and stabbed into the ground. As Kabuto smirked, something wrong, Naruto-gun. If you don't understand, I sever the bicep muscle in your arm, and the muscle in your leg as well. Is that supposed to stop me? Kabuto shot forward, he struck Naruto in the chest, with a smirk on his face, as Naruto grinned as he grabbed Kabuto's arm. Sorry, that doesn't work on me, said Naruto, as he slammed his head into Kabuto's face, breaking the glasses. Kabuto staggered back, tears in his eyes from the pain, as blood started to leak from his forehead. You may have severed the muscles and tried to stop my heart. However, with my new body, that does not matter, said Naruto, as Kabuto glared at Naruto as he regained his focus. So what now? Why are you just standing there? I thought you were gonna kill me. Come on, hurry up and kill me, said Naruto. Orochimaru appeared next to Kabuto. Do it, Kabuto. Kabuto bit his finger before he pulled up Orochimaru's sleeve to show the tattoo as he wiped his blood on it. He went through hand sign. Summoning Jutsu, Kabuto said. There was a massive poof of smoke, as a massive purple snake was summoned. Orochimaru, why have you summoned me? Manda, I want you to kill the Kyuubi child. Manda shifted his gaze towards Naruto. Fine, but I want another 100 sacrifice on top of it. As Naruto burst out laughing with a psychotic look on his face. Yes. Come try and kill me, he said, as Naruto leaped forward as man to open his mouth. Naruto Tsunade shouted, but it was too late as she and the others arrived. As Naruto got swallowed, Orochimaru chuckled. Jiraiya, it's a reunion of the Sanins, he said. Tsunade clenched her right fist. Damn it, that necklace is truly cursed, she thought to herself. Orochimaru, you have sunk too low. We are no longer comrades, Jiraiya said. Comrades? That word made me shiver, Orochimaru said that snarl. Today's the last day will be called a Sanin. As Tsunade bit her finger, until Orochimaru. Curse you, Manda shouted. As Orochimaru was confused, him and Kabuto realized something as they moved. Ice spears emerged from Manda's head, killing the summoned boss, as they tear right through him. As a snake crashed to the ground, dusting up the area, as Naruto erupted with a roar. Impossible, said Kabuto, as Naruto had a massive grin on his face. Thanks for the meal, Orochimaru. I've been famished, as he inhaled all the blood in Manda's body. It got absorbed into his. Orochimaru snarled, realizing that he would lose. Even if you won't heal me, Tsunade, I have a way to do so. And I will destroy Konoha, and I will find a way to kill you, said Orochimaru as he looked towards Naruto, as Kabuto released many explosive tags over the area. As Naruto stood there, the explosions went off, as Orochimaru used it to escape along with Kabuto. When the smoke started to clear, Jiraiya saw something. A massive black snake with purple glowing eyes. What is that? It is what happened to those I devour. You better pray to your god I don't do it to you. The voice of Naruto came out, as the body of the snake melted away as Naruto stepped from the shadows. Now, let us return, he said. Time skip, Konoha. Hinata covered her face, as there was a look of pure rage as she left her father's study. Not only was Naruto the Kyuubi, Jinchuriki, but he was also the son of the 4th Hokage. As she quickly made her way, moving towards the training grounds, where she found Sasuke, questioning Karen. What do you mean you don't know where he is? Said Sasuke. I am not Naruto's keeper, he has his own missions, due to the invasion. As Sasuke glared at her, she glared back at him. There was a poof of smoke, as a woman with long brown hair in Jonin attire arrived. Hello, I am Yamato, and I'll be taking command of Team 7 until Kakashi-senpai recovers. How is Kakashi? Asked Karen. He is recovering but still unconscious. Hopefully Lord Jiraiya can bring Lady Tsunade back to Konoha, said Yamato, mild concern in her voice. For the next 3 hours, Team 7 went through some training, and also some mission to help through with the village. Yamato dismisses them as Karen made her way to the hospital for a shift, but Hinata followed behind her. Is something the matter? Asked Karen as she turned towards her. Did you know about Naruto heritage? Yes. He told me during our training. Why? No reason. Perhaps he and I can meet and speak. As Karen adjusted her glasses, well, when I see him again, I can let him know. No, I need to get to my shift, she said, as Hinata watched her leave. Either she doesn't know about his true nature or she hides it well. Not only is he the son of the 4th, but also the Kyuubi, Jinchuriki. That pedigree can oust my father, she thought to herself. She made her way to Training Ground 8 to find Kurenai, as she remembered the display at the Chunin exams. She did say that Vampire was her fiancé, so that means Naruto is in the CRA. Hinata thought to herself. Yo, Hinata, what are you doing here, said Kiba, as Sakura glared at the heiress. I need to speak with Kurenai-sensei about a personal matter, as Kurenai had pushed her hair back behind her ears. What about Hinata, she asked. Something private. Can we speak at the local Dongo shop? Kurenai raised an eyebrow, but she turned to her team. We will take a D rank with Shino in charge. It shouldn't take me too long. As she followed Hinata towards Dongo shop. So what do you wish to speak about? We're not actually close anymore, said Kurenai. During the second round you mentioned that you were engaged to the proctor, called Vampire, along with Proctor Midarashi. Is that correct? Yes, he's the last male member of his clan. Does he qualify for the CRA, said Kurenai. I'll cut to the chase, Kurenai. I know that he's Naruto. I saw his chakra with my Byakugan. And what's your point? Know that he's revealed to be the son of our 4th. You know of interest for him, asked Kurenai. I have no interest in Naruto as a person but his name. He carries a lot of weight. The 4th is revered throughout the countries. So if I were to be wedded to such As Hinata had her eyes closed as she spoke, she did not notice Kurenai's eyes flash purple before returning back to normal. Hinata, you have changed so much. You have gained a wicked heart. Naruto has had a hard life, and you've seen it. Yet you wish for him to be some tool for you, said Kurenai, as she clenched her fist, holding on to her anger. Yes, I did see it, said Hinata, as she opened her eyes. Naruto saved me from some credence, who made fun of my Byakugan gun. He failed miserably, and I continued to watch him. And I realized he was a fool. However, his never give up attitude. It spurs something inside me. So I thank him for that. Why don't we skip these words and get to what you really want? As Hinata leaned back, I want you to convince Naruto to make me one of his wives. You have truly become like your father, scheming to further your own gains. Hinata's eyes flicker in anger. I am nothing like that man, she said. If Naruto was not the son of the fourth, would you give him the time of the day? Kurenai asked. But Hinata did not answer that question. Or perhaps you know another of Naruto's secrets. Something that could probably get you executed, said Kurenai, as she simply got to her feet and left the table. As Hinata watched her go. That bitch, she thought to herself. Time skip. A week later. Tenten was on one knee, in front of Dragon, Nico, and Naruto. Tsunade-sama has been returned. Good work, Rook, said Dragon. It was vampire choice to bring you in. It was not a wrong choice, but you are green, Rook. Anbu is not like being a genin or chunin. One mistake and your whole team can die, said Dragon. As Dragon approached and ripped off the left sleeve of her shirt, as she went through hand sign, Tenten winks a bit, as the Anbu tattoo was marked on her skin. Welcome to the zoo, Rook. Continue to impress us. Thank you, Commander. Tenten signed. Vampire, see me later. We need to discuss some matters. As Naruto nodded, as Dragon left the room. You can speak now, Panda, said Naruto, as he removed his mask. As Tenten looked towards him, as Naruto held his hand as the apple appeared. So, will you take the apple? He asked. She reached out as she took it from him, as Naruto's eyes glowed. Welcome to the Queens, he said. Nico approached as she undid Tenten armor. Your parents and team will receive notice of your transfer, said Nico. I'll inform Dragon, said Nico as she left the room afterwards. So how does this work, said Tenten, as she blushed as Naruto snaked his arm around her waist to her back. Don't worry, it's simple. But we won't do it here, said Naruto, as they vanished in a flash. Tenten felt squeezy as they were in a bedroom now. Where are we? And what was that? In order, my bedroom. And that was the Hiroshin, said Naruto. The signature technique of Lord Second and Lord Fourth. Tenten looked at him shocked. How? She says. Lord Fourth is my father. Don't worry, I'll explain things later. He approached her once again as he removed his coat. I will ask once again, are you ready? To take the forbidden fruit, he asks. She blushes with a nod. Yes, she said. Unlike the others, I will give you my bite. Do tell them, he said, as Naruto's fangs extended as he bit into her throat. As she moaned slightly, as blood ran down her neck. This feels good, she thought to herself. As Naruto unlatched, as she fell, he slowly placed her down in the bed. He bit his wrist as he stepped closer. Drink, Tenten. Become one of the night. As a few drops of blood hit her tongue. Before she started to drink more, her skin started to become a bit shaded. The whites of her eyes became black, and the pupil became purple. That's enough, he said, as he pulled his arm back. She moaned once more as she leaned back in the bed. Naruto's shadow formed a coffin as Tenten. Looked like she was already out as he picked her up and placed her in said coffin. A shower, then a nap, Naruto thought to himself. As Naruto closed the lid. Time skip. Hokage's tower. Hiruzen restrained himself. Jiraiya! How could you do something like this, he said, as Tsunade stood there as well. I have done everything to make up to Naruto for what happened, and you have cracked that by not only lying to Tsunade but me as well. Jiraiya wept under the gaze of the man. I was in a dark place. Minato was dead. And the prophecy, he says. That does not change the fact you choose to abandon an innocent child for selfish reasons, said Tsunade. Hiruzen rubbed his forehead with a sigh. Nico, he says. As Nico appeared. Where's Vampire, he asks. He's with Rook, said Nico. As Hiruzen nodded. Tell him I have nothing to do with Jiraiya's choice. Nico nodded as she returned to her post. You don't know what he said. He said he would kill you if you knew anything, said Jiraiya. And whose fault is that you denied him someone to raise him, someone to care for him? All because you were angry over Minato's death, and a prophecy you know is to be taken with a grain of salt, said Hiruzen. Not to change the subject, but Naruto told me that you want me to be the fifth, said Tsunade. Yes, I do, he said, looking towards her. Calm down a bit. The invasion has shown me that I've been Hokage for too long. If not for Naruto, I would have been dead. And through him things have changed. Danzo dead, the civilian council disbanded. Homura and Koharu are no longer my advisors. Their voice has been reduced to speak for Sasuke-kun, but that diminished as the time passed. So Tsunade asked you to become Hokage. Turn this village into a place that Naruto-kun can lay roots. You're afraid that he would leave, said Tsunade. Come on, he would leave. His parents died for the village, said Jiraiya. But Tsunade scoffed at that. A village that spits on that. You saw what he did to Manda. I highly doubt that we can stop him, and he wasn't even using the Kyuubi power. Tsunade is right. He has the Sharingan, the Mokidan, and he holds most other bloodline at his disposals, including their members. He told me once the trapping of mortal form hold no sway over him. He can completely vanish and becomes anyone. As Tsunade could see the look on Hiruzen's face, he was afraid. Well fine, she said, if you're that afraid, I'll do it. Besides, the kid is a gambling ace. He paid off all my debts with ease. Thank you, Tsunade. As for you, Jiraiya, I urge you again to stay away from Naruto. There is no telling what you will do. Fine, Sensei, said Jiraiya. But guys, we end episode right here. If you want to see next part and do, like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that bell notification, stay posted. And also guys, remember to go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Created From the God Tree over on Anime King 3. And enjoy that, guys. And also over on Anime King, I post a brand new episode of What If Naruto Awakened the Golden Dragon Soul. So go ahead and enjoy that as well, guys. And remember, for new, yes, I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. Yes, every single day, you have not misheard that. Every day, new What Ifs are up for you guys to enjoy. So all you have to do is sit back, relax, and yeah, enjoy. So yeah, guys, without further ado, what do you say we get the hell out of here? See you guys soon. Peace.